For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
All right, we are back with another episode here on Viewpoints. We're here with Dr. John. How you doing, John?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I am good. Just getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah. Well, now, what cookies have you been crushing?
I gotta figure out the name of them, but
Oh, okay, yeah.
yes, my wife keeps making them, and I hear you enjoyed them.
Does it feel weird when you say like my wife?
I've actually been enjoying saying it.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty. Came off.
I
Pretty
have
natural.
to get used to it. I have to
It
get
was
used to
seemed
it.
very natural when you said it just then.
But
yeah.
I've been eating a lot. We've had a lot of Christmas parties here at church. And
Yeah.
How many do you have so far down in the books?
So far down the books, 3. I'll end up with 5.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm fixing a
No, it'll be 6. 6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have like 3 more left to go with the
Mhm.
worship team and stuff like that. But
Oh no, that's 7. I didn't count that.
yeah,
one.
you're counting
7.
that one too. So
7.
wow.
Yeah.
I think you hold the record probably for Christmas party. But today we have a really good topic for you, and we're excited to talk about the peace of Shalom, and that's just a word to talk about the peace. And we're kind of going through the list of names throughout Isaiah. And so, John, let's just dive right in like we always do.
All right, well, let's take a look. Let me read the key verse that we're looking at, and it is, "For a child is born to us, and a son is given to us. The government will rest on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." And that's Isaiah 9:6. And, I think what we want to focus in on is, like you said, the Prince of Shalom, the Prince of Peace.
Right.
And so, I think the big challenge here is, okay, if Jesus is the Prince of Peace, Bible says he is, I believe he is, yes. But what does that really mean? Because in our world, there's not much peace.
Yeah.
In people's lives, there's not much peace. I mean, everybody seems to be up a level of anxiety. Everybody's got a lot of fears going on, a lot of anger going on, a lot of frustration going on. All this kind of stuff, to me, more than I've ever seen.
Right.
So what does that mean? What does it mean that he is the Prince of Peace? And I think it's a key question. It's a real important question to go, okay, well then what's that mean? Well, I think we got to go back to what that Prince of Peace, that word peace in the Old Testament in the Hebrew language is shalom, which was kind of greeting. It was kind of like, it's kind of like you said,
like peace be with you.
Yeah, peace be with you kind of thing. But it's really interesting because it literally means you take a bunch of loose ends and you tie them up. And so that's what the word literally means. So,
interesting.
To me, it's kind of an interesting picture of peace that everybody's got a lot of loose ends right now.
Right, yeah.
a lot of frayed ends, a lot of challenges. And
why do you think that is, though? Because I look at the people that I've always looked up to, spiritual, mentors in my life, and it always seems like they had that in their back pocket.
Yeah.
Like I could always go to that peace when times get, tough.
Right.
But nowadays, it's like you said, everyone, it's like they don't have that thing they can go to. It's literally like there's no peace. But why do you think that is in today's world?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think in today's world, it's almost like we see bad actors and we act bad. I mean, it's like it's kind of like it's like people react the way they react, and people go, "Oh, that's kind of how you're supposed to do." It's like that's okay. It's a lot more okay,
right.
I guess. When you think about, you got crazy stories. Like the airline attendants getting attacked,
right.
or somebody, losing it in a certain situation. I mean, just at a grocery store or whatever. It's just, there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. I just think people see it.
Yeah. James Corden freaking out over an omelet.
Yeah. I mean, it's way over the top. We truly do not have much peace. So we got a bunch of loose ends. So Shalom says that God pulls that together and puts it together, and it's an idea of wholeness, that you become whole. I remember when I was little, we would always go to church. I grew up going to church. And I still remember Christmas Eve services. And, it's kind of funny because it was just something unique about it. To me, there was always peace at that service. I don't know how to explain it. Even as a little kid, it was just like, this is like the most peaceful place I could ever be. I remember singing Silent Night. I remember, we got, and I think about what they gave us. It was really pretty weird and random, but they would give every kid, as they left, an orange. And I to this day, I think,
orange?
Who came up with that idea? That is the weirdest.
That is the worst idea.
That's the worst idea ever. Hey, glad you're here. Here, have an orange. I mean, it just was weird. But I still remember how that time of peace. I mean, and so I think Shalom is to point us a whole different direction of what peace is. I mean, I think people think of Jesus, Prince of Peace. That means all my problems are gone.
Right.
And that's not what peace is. That's not what Shalom is. There's loose ends. It's not great. I mean, you think about, okay, you help me. I'm going to do some of the list, but you jump in and stuff I leave out. Okay, let's just think about Jesus' birth. Okay. All right, you got 9-month pregnant woman riding on a donkey, cross country.
Right.
She's like going to get stable to have her baby in. No woman has got this for the plan for their life at all. No room at the inn. Nothing's going good. And then Herod finds out about it, and he's going to try to kill the baby. There's not a lot of peace. There's not a lot of peace. So here's even the birth of the Prince of Peace. Not a lot of peace going on. So again, what does it mean? I think it means that the picture of peace is things aren't going so great, but you have something that passes understanding. And I don't know if you've had this experience before, but I was thinking back. I think for me, one example of that happening was, it was one of my first funerals I ever did. It was a real tragic situation. A little girl lost her life. I mean, I was devastated. Obviously family, friends, devastated. And it was one of my first funerals I ever did. And I remember thinking, what am I going to say?
Right.
I mean, what do you say to that? I mean, how could you have peace in that situation at all? And I remember doing something. I just pray. I was just praying so hard, God, what do I say? What do I say? What do I say? And I said at some point, what we need to realize is God is good. And it was a weird experience because it was like at that moment, there was just like everybody, there was like this wave of peace that kind of swept across everybody. It was real interesting. The family told me later, said from that point on, we just felt God's peace. We felt God's peace. Does it make sense? It does not, but that's what the Bible says.
Right?
Yeah, that's what the Bible says. Yeah, it doesn't make sense necessarily. And it was kind of like, yes, God is good and he's good all the time. And that was what they were saying to me. And it was like, okay, we can have something that is supernatural. I mean, that is beyond. And so I think we take a lower definition of peace when we say, why is there no peace? There's people in Ukraine that have great peace that are followers of Jesus.
Absolutely.
But they're in war.
Yeah.
So it's kind of redefining peace a little bit. And Shalom is a good, true definition of it, where there's a lot of loose ends, there's a lot of mess going on.
Yeah.
But Jesus is going to bring wholeness even in the mess. And I mean, that's where the Romans 8:28 comes in, where God takes bad stuff, brings good out of it. It's still bad stuff, just like that funeral. I mean, it's bad. I mean, it's bad. But there can be good that he brings in with his presence, with him being there. He's going to never forsake us, never leave. I mean, there's so many good things that God does. That was not a good thing. But again, I don't blame God for that either. So
it's good.
I mean, so I think it's a redefining peace a lot. And that's why it's difficult to see peace. We want it to be no bad stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it's peace in the middle of bad stuff.
I remember a couple of years back on Christmas Eve, you talked about the meaning of Christmas, or the point of Christmas is that we get Jesus. And I remember that helped our band a lot. And kind of switching gears to more, you were talking, that's the point of peace, and the point of Christmas is we get Jesus. But what would you say to someone that is fighting with this joyful time, yet at the same time they kind of have this emptiness about Christmas, whether it's a lost one or chaos amongst family, or just maybe they're in a rough season? And I even know, like in church world, it can be chaotic. And so how would you tell the listener to maybe stay, I don't know if focus is a good word, but just to understand that peace is present?
Yeah, I think it's, I think we set ourselves up a little bit about Christmas, but I think it is true. I mean, there's going to be people that are having this great, it's great time, family, friends, some really great things. But then there's like, well, maybe somebody's missing. Maybe somebody's not there. Maybe they've lost somebody. And so there's kind of this interesting time that Christmas brings both of those at the same time, and the focus is kind of like really good and really bad. Or I remember the good old days, that somebody might think that kind of stuff, or whatever, back when they were still with us, or, that sort of thing. And I do think it's in those times that we have to let Jesus rule our hearts. And when he's Prince, I mean, he's in charge of that, to let him help us deal with that and to put ourselves under his rule. And when we do, we get this peace that truly passes understanding. And it helps even in those times like that.
That's good. Well, John, anything else that you would like to leave the listener with today? And again, I just love this topic, especially. I think it's so pivotal to understand this in this Christmas season, in Advent. But anything else that you would like to leave?
Yeah, I think just one last thing. I think I just invite the listener to, the best thing they can do is invite Jesus into the chaos, into the fear, into the anger, into the frustration, and go, that's our loose ends. And Jesus, I need your peace. I need shalom. I need to have peace. And say, I invite you into that. I give that to you. I turn that over to you. I'm not going to hold on to that. I'm not going to react the way I kind of want to, but I need your peace. And I think when we do that, everything changes. And I think that's how we make Jesus the Prince of Peace.
Well, John, thank you so much. To the listener, that is our hope, is that you would pray that prayer. We're going to be taking a little bit of break for Christmas, but we will be back soon in January. So, John, thank you so much again.
Good night.
See you next time.